soft African drums, sunrise over mountains, children running on dusty roads. In a land of oceans and diamonds, where the sun painted golden fields, a storm was growing. A storm of hatred. A storm of injustice. A storm called apartheid. Scene fades to a small village hut. Nelson Mandela was born in a small South African village called Mvizo. He wasn't born rich. He wasn't born powerful. He was just a barefoot boy chasing chickens and cattle. But inside him lived a dream. A dream of fairness. A dream of dignity. A dream that one day, a black child and a white child could walk together holding hands. Police dragging black families from houses. Whites-only signs. Schools closing. A system called apartheid controlled South Africa. Whites lived like kings. Blacks lived like shadows. A black man could not vote. Could not speak freely. Could not walk on certain streets. Could not even love whom he wished. One day, Mandela saw a policeman slap a black farmer for no reason. Mandela's fists tightened. Young Mandela. One day, this will end. Mandela discovered the most powerful weapon on earth. Education. He studied law so he could protect his people with words, not bullets. He defended the poor in court for free. He stood beside those who had no voice. He became a hope, a light, a name the government feared. But the more he fought for justice, the more the government hunted him. Mandela became the most wanted man in South Africa. He was arrested, beaten, threatened, but he never bowed. One judge looked into Mandela's eyes during a trial. "Judge, if you keep fighting, you will die in prison." Mandela: "I am prepared to die for freedom." High voltage. The courtroom froze. The world listened. History took a breath. They took away his freedom. They took away his name. They took away his family. They locked him behind cold walls for 27 years. Mandela slept on a stone floor. He broke rocks under the sun. His feet bled. His back broke. But his spirit never bent. Every night he whispered two words to himself. Mandela, stay alive. In prison, Mandela did not become a monster. He became a teacher, a father, a leader. He taught angry young prisoners how to be men of peace. He studied the Bible, Gandhi, Lincoln. He learned the art of forgiveness. And the cruelest thing happened. Even his guards began to respect him. One guard asked, "Guard, how can you smile at the men who imprison you?" Mandela: "Because hate is like drinking poison, and hoping your enemy dies." People across the world began to rise. Free Mandela became a cry of humanity. Musicians sang for him. Children chanted his name. Governments demanded his freedom. South Africa became a cage of pressure. The government knew it couldn't hold Mandela forever. On February 11, 1990, after 27 years, Nelson Mandela stepped into the sun. A reporter shouted, "Reporter, Mr. Mandela, do you hate your captors?" Mandela smiled gently. "Mandela, I do not hate. If I did, I would still be in prison." The world gasped. Robben Island was supposed to break Mandela's soul. It did the opposite. Every morning before sunrise, Mandela and the other prisoners were ordered to break stones in the yard. The guards laughed, insulted them, and tried every tactic to create anger. But Mandela kept a strange calm inside him. One day, a young prisoner shouted, "Madiba, how can you stay so calm? We are treated like animals." Mandela looked at him and smiled gently. "Because anger is a gift to your enemy. If they control your anger, they control your life." Instead of crying or hating, Mandela began teaching. He taught law. He taught history. He taught English. He taught dignity. In a prison built to break men, Mandela built a university of freedom. Even the guards secretly respected him. They would walk past his cell and see him standing tall, reading with broken glasses and dim light. He used a small rock to scratch quotes of courage into the wall. "I will not let fear rule my heart. One day my people will be free. Even in chains, his mind was never chained. Years passed. And then more years. And then more. Mandela missed his children growing up. He missed funerals, weddings, birthdays, and life itself. The government came to him with an offer. If you stop fighting against apartheid, we will release you. Most people would have taken the deal. Mandela said only 5 words. What freedom is that worth? He was willing to die in prison rather than betray millions of suffering people. This is where Mandela stopped being just a leader and became a symbol. Years turned into decades. Prisoners changed. Guards changed. Presidents changed. But Mandela stayed in the same tiny cell. Then something unexpected happened. Across the world, students protested. Artists wrote songs. Leaders demanded his release. His name became a global movement. Free Nelson Mandela became the anthem of millions. Even people who never saw Africa marched for him. The prison guards felt the pressure of the world. They couldn't hide him anymore. On February 11, 1990, after 27 years in prison, the gates opened. A thin old man walked out, holding the hand of his wife Winnie. His face had wrinkles, but his smile was bright as sunrise. Journalists rushed forward. Mr. Mandela, do you hate your jailers? He paused, and delivered a sentence that shocked the world. No. If I still hated them, I would still be in prison. Freedom wasn't just leaving a cell. Freedom was leaving anger behind. That day, the world saw a new kind of hero. One who fought not with bullets, but with forgiveness. In 1994, Mandela became the first black president of South Africa. The world expected revenge. But Mandela invited his former jail guards to his presidential inauguration. The men who once ordered him to break stones now stood respectfully as guests of honor. Reporters asked, "Why would you forgive the people who hurt you?" Mandela answered, "Because if we choose revenge, we will destroy the new South Africa before it is born." His mission was not to punish whites. His mission was to unite all people, black, white, rich, poor. He turned a wounded nation into a family. And the world watched a miracle unfold. When Mandela spoke, people didn't just listen. They felt something changing inside them. He proved, courage is not the absence of fear, but victory over it. A man can be imprisoned, but his dream cannot. Forgiveness is the strongest weapon of all. He inspired millions, leaders, students, prisoners, and ordinary people who believed their voice didn't matter. When Mandela became old, a journalist asked him, "What was the greatest victory of your life?" Everyone expected. Ending apartheid? Becoming president? Winning the Nobel Peace Prize? Mandela shook his head softly. Changing hearts. When enemies learn to see each other as humans, that is victory. He didn't change South Africa with force. He changed it with love, patience, and unbreakable hope. When he passed away, the entire planet cried. Black, white, rich, poor, leaders, and children. Because Mandela didn't just change a country. He changed history.